guys, welcome back to another tutorial. So in this tutorial, our lesson on quantifiers, sum and all, and what we can do with. So this is going to be a little bit of formal logic. I'll show you how to tackle it. It's not going to be that tough. So let's get started. So this question here can be found on LSAT Preptest 6 Logical Reasoning Section 2, number 1. So it starts off, roses always provide a stunning display of color, but only those flowers that are sweet smelling are worth growing in a garden. Some roses have no scent. Okay, so now we know we're dealing with a must be true because they tell you which one of the following conclusions can be drawn from the passage. All right, stimulus apart. Okay, we're going to strip down all the fat and then we're going to see what we have. Okay, so let's hack this. All right, so premise 1 says roses always provide a stunning display of color. Okay, so we can simply say R arrow SDC, which stands for stunning display of color. Okay. And then, of course, we can derive the contrapositive, which you should always do when you have an if-then statement. So, not SDC, not roses. So now you're done with that. Now, let's go on to premise 2. Premise 2 says, but only. So that's a key word, guys, okay? But only is functionally the same as saying if only, when only. So that substantiate the necessary condition. So when you have the necessary condition, you have to flip this whole sentence around. So but only those flowers are sweet smelling. So sweet smelling essentially now becomes a necessary condition. So we put it over here. Worth growing will be the sufficient condition. WG arrow SS. So worth growing in a garden, arrow sweet smelling. Okay, so now we flip and negate that. So not sweet smelling, arrow, not WG. So now we're done with our all statements. Okay, let's go into our sum statements and let's see what we have. Okay, so from previous tutorial, I told you every time you see a sum statement on the LSAT, all you need to do is draw a circle. And let's do a quick review on sum. Sum does not have any contrapositive. Okay, it's reversible, so it's basically in logic we call it commutative property. So once you put it in the sum circle, you can say sum about all these guys in any direction you like. And then sum has a scope of 1 all the way up to 100. So for sum statement, all you have to do is put roses in here and then no scent. No scent, which is functionally the same as not sweet smelling. All right, so we have that. So now let's put it all together and let's see what we have. So now let's make some inferences. So premise 1, R arrow SDC. So let's see. We have R in here. Remember, at this point, what you want to do is you want to see if you have any triggers. Anything that is the sufficient condition will trigger something else. And that we can import into this sum circle. Takes on a whole new characteristic of sum. Okay, guys? R, let's say roses. What does it do? Well, it triggers SDC, so we can import SDC in here. Now, let's see what else. Not sweet smelling. Does that trigger anything? Let's see. Yes, it does. It triggers not worth growing, so we can also import that in here. We basically brought 2 new variables here into the party. So now we can say something about all these guys in any direction we like. All right, so let's go to the answer choices. So answer choice A says some flowers which provide a stunning display of color are not worth growing in a garden. Let's see if we have that. Let's see if we can derive that. Some flowers, stunning display of colors right here, okay, and not worth growing. It looks like we can derive that. So that's something we can say. So A is going to be the right answer because some flowers, stunning display, so SDC and then not worth growing right here. So right here, so we can derive that. So A is the credited answer, okay? So but let's continue on and let's take a look at the rest. B, all flowers with no scent provide a stunning display of color. Let's say we have that. All flowers, okay. So no scent. So no scent right here. SDC, no, we can't derive that, okay? So that's something we don't know anything about. So B is out. Okay, so now we're back into our sum universe for answer choice C. It says some flowers which are worth growing in a garden have no scent. Let's see if that's going to be right. Some flowers which are worth growing. So worth growing, we only know if they're not worth growing, guys. You see that? We only know if they're not worth growing. We don't know anything if they are worth growing. So that's wrong. D says some roses which are sweet smelling. So let's see, sweet smelling, okay, are not worth growing in a garden. Okay, we only know if they're not sweet smelling. We don't know anything about them being sweet smelling. So that's wrong. So E, no sweet smelling flowers, which is no SS, which is not worth not sweet smelling, is worth growing in a garden unless it provides a stunning display of color. Okay, we're gonna do a lesson on how to translate unless, but unless, what you want to do is interpret unless as if not. So that means that if they're sweet smelling, then they're worth growing in a garden and it has a stunning display of color. Well, we can't derive that either because we only know if they're not worth smelling. So that's also wrong. All right, guys, so that concludes our lesson. At this point, we basically prove this question, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. QED, that means we basically prove this whole entire statement. QED says that which must be proved, and that's what we did. All right, guys. So don't forget to like, share, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.